HOU Stadium on the banks of the Cumberland River in downtown Nashville, Tennessee. Today it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Houston Texans taking on the Tennessee Titans. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And it's a pretty good return here as they'll get this up to the 29.
Ready! Liking 18!
Right to the air goes Ward. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. You look at the defense for these Texans. And they've shown the ability to play tough against the pass, currently ranked number 9 in the NFL.
You have to like the way that they've played in the first month. They have to be very proud being a top 10 unit against the pass. Their goal, though, in this one, see if they can improve that ranking.
2nd and 10.
Let's go now. 60 Bison. 60 Bison. Check go.
Ward. And it's a short one here. Complete to his tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a first down. 42-yard line.
Let's go. Hawk 70. Hawk 70. Ready?
First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
Cup 19. Cup 19. Tag. Mustang 9. 60 Eagle. 6.
Here's Ward. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting a lot in the last couple of games.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter, already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. On to punt is Camarda as he sends this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together.
Come on. Ready?
On the ground, it's Brooks to start the drive. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now a 2nd and 6.
Get it. 18. Panther 11. Panther 11. Ready?
Once again, it's Brooks. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. You talk about this Titan defense. It's quite a unit, that's for sure. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
This now a 3rd and 4.
Here we go, here we go. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Operating from the gun, Davidson. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
Seven Pirates, 7 Pirates.
They go play action here on first down. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball. He could not hang on. 2nd down coming up.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
Now a 2nd and 10. They'll run straight ahead with Brooks. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Ready,
here's 3rd and 10.
Ready, ready. Bronco 80.
Back to throw. Davidson. Now we're behind his man. Incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Here's Jake Elliott. Career long, by the way, for him, 61 yards. This will be spotted just shy of midfield. A 59-yard attempt. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this will remain a scoreless game.
And this is a commentary on today's kickers and just how good they are that a coach would think about running his guy out there to try a 59-yarder. Here it backfires on him, but as a kicker, you have to appreciate the confidence that they showed in you.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 4.
Down. Ready, ready.
Out of the gun is Will Spears. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
But when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. And right now looking at a 3rd and 3.
19-18.
Now Ward. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking to throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
Here we go, shot. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Go.
Throwing is Ward. That's going to be caught. And they are able to stop it, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
Ready.
Jacobs will take this into the end zone for a Titans touchdown.
Oh, what a luxury it is to be able to call a bowling ball like Josh Jacobs down near the goal line. 5'10", 220 pounds, and he's not afraid to get in there and get the tough yards. Finishes off this drive with a touchdown run.
Joey Sly on for the extra point. And this is good. Our score, 7-0 Tennessee.
Makes the score Titans 7, Texans 0. Joey Slide to kick off for Tennessee.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down.
Cowboy 80.
Operating from the gun, Davidson. That's taken in. It's Xavier Ligon. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
It's a gain of 11, and it's third down.
Now third down and 7.
Ready.
Looking to throw. Davidson. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
Six Cowboys.
Now they'll change things up.
Ready.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12 at the 29-yard line.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Tennessee, and it's the homestanding Titans in possession.
On the ready.
As they've got it 2nd down and 12.
Let's go. 60 Vikings. 70 Lions. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal. Check out.
Throwing now, Ward. Open man, Kyle Williams. He's got him. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well.
Okay, ready.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Come on, set, go!
They'll run right here with Jacobs. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9.
Tackle made at the 9-yard
8 yards on the pickup, but now they'll have some options on second and short.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes, and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Here we go, set! 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger! Hut, hut.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5.
It's a gain of 2.
I like this focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need 1. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
Ready! 60 Eagles! 60 Eagles! Viking 18!
Now flags, and we're going to get a delay of game. Penalty accepted, and that pushes him back 5. The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for 1st and goal.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger! Hawk 70, Hawk 70! Roll, roll, roll! Ready!
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
And a nice job defensively to keep him out of the end zone. He's trying to get his 2nd touchdown already in the first half.
They had that one earlier, was bidding for a 2nd. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Coconut!
Now a give to Jacobs running right. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
Viking 18! Ready, ready?
To throw, here's Ward. And it's a Titans touchdown. Kyle Williams, his first touchdown here in the new campaign. And the Titans go up by 2 touchdowns.
The defense is doing their best, but they're struggling right now. They'll look for some help from their own offense to keep them in the game.
Now Joey Sly for the point after. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Titans 14, Texans nothing. Joey Slide to kick off for Tennessee.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive At the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
Let's go.
In motion right, that's Collins. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
I certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Okay, ready?
Here's 2nd and 10.
Ready, go!
Up the middle with Brooks here. Dances by him. And he's up over midfield and down into Tennessee territory. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
The Texans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus
Let's
far.
go now.
They're looking at
Reno,
3rd in the nose of the football.
60, past the 60.
They'll try and run here with Brooks. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Come on, set! 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Hut, hut.
Operating from the gun, Davidson. And this one is incomplete.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
On the set.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Ready! Ready!
On the handoff, this is Brooks. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Okay, break.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Back to throw. Davidson. That's to Schoonmaker, the tight end. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 11 more on that one, and another first down.
Another Texans first down. A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Texans.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. They'll look to throw here on first down. Complete to Johnston here. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
Complete to Quentin Johnston. 10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 12-yard line.
Got it. Ready? Set it. Ready.
Here's a handoff to Brooks. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up first and goal.
And the Texans first down.
Now a timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. In motion right is Johnston. Brooks is into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the first and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is, I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Texans 7. Jake Elliott set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
That's good. For the Titans, first down.
To throw is Ward. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
It's second down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Let's go. 70 Timberwolves. Panther 60. Panther 60.
From a shotgun, he'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
Check. Now.
3rd and 8.
A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd.
60 Bison.
Again, it's Ward. That's complete to DK. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Fourth down, so Jake Camarda is out there. And now a high kick here as they'll try to cover this one. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. Just a 25-yard punt, not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the Texans will take over. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together and maybe get in the field goal range. Quick hitch complete. It's Johnston. Across midfield. He's on his way. And he'll be forced out of bounds all the way down inside the 20. A big play there just before halftime. 59 yards.
The Texans
Those wide receiver screens like that, isn't that what they said they wanted to implement more in the game plan this week?
They certainly did because they felt like they had an advantage with their receivers out in open space. They thought they could make the first guy miss like a punt returner and then pick up nice blocking downfield.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Cowboy 80. Ready.
Operating from the gun, Davidson. Will complete this one to Collins. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Ready. Panther 60. Panther 60.
Second and 3. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Luke Schoonmaker as the first half is winding down. And the Texans have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. Elliott good with a PAT. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Final 12 seconds of the half now as they've got it first and 10.
Let's go now. Gravity Lions. Gravity Lions.
Looks like they'll move things around here.
Check out.
Working out of the gun here, Ward. He finds his man complete. That's Fisher. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Come on. Set. Bronco 80. Ready,
To throw is Ward. A final shot before break. And that's going to be incomplete. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break.
Joey Slide to kick off for Tennessee.
And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Well, the first half very even. I mean, really in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see. And he lost the football. But I think a Texan player was able to get his hands on it, and they will indeed hold on to the ball and the possession.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Okay,
second and short now following the fumble.
Go! Hot, hot.
Looking to throw. Davidson. And now the ball's out. Final near midfield. It's picked up by the Titans. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. So this game tied at the half, and if you wondered who would come up with the first big play in this third quarter, we have our answer.
Well, in basketball, you know how they tell you to have active hands defensively? I think the same thing applies here. Nice job there prying the ball free. And now the guys have a chance to take the lead if they can put something together. The beauty of doing it in football, you don't get called for a foul. You hit their arms.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
When coaches stress their defense being physical, they don't just mean the big guys. How about the guys on the outside, the cornerbacks? It's not just their job to patrol the airspace. They can get involved in the run game as well.
Let's go. 70 Timberwolves. Ready?
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
As expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first time one has slipped from his grasp. I'll bet he goes back to him, though. He's an excellent player.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Cougar 19. Ready?
From the shotgun, it's Ward. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is set away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And they will take over 1st and 10. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They've got momentum on their side. They were once down 14-0. Now it's even at 14 as they look to put together a drive to get them the lead. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
60 box. Ready?
Operating from the gun, Davidson. Got a man, that's the gap. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. A pickup of 11 and a Texans 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go. Hawk 70. Hawk 70.
Back to throw. Davidson. That one completes illegal. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And that will bring up 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9.
Ready? 19, 18. 19, Tiger. 19, Tiger.
Looking to throw. Davidson. Got a man. That's legal. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38.
Let's go now. 19, Tiger. Let's go.
Off the play fake. Davidson. Throw left side complete. That's Dawson. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Well, this has certainly been a nice drive with the way they've spread the football around. Here, they even get the fullback involved in the passing game. That's got to cause a lot of consternation on the defensive side. You've got to cover him, too. That makes things really difficult.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead to give up the middle. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. 52 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's first and 10. They'll stay on the ground with Brooks. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. Second and 2.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Second and 2. First down marker at the 5-yard line.
Ready? 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Now a give to Brooks running right. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Jonathan Brooks, his third rushing touchdown of the year. And the Texans have taken the lead. Elliott good on the extra point. And the lead is now 21-14.
21. Titans 14. Jake Elliott set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
26-yard line.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. They'll look for a drive to tie this up. Down 21-14 as they have it first and 10. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Brought down on the play by the linebacker, Christian Harris. He can rack up those tackles in bunches in the run game from that middle linebacker spot.
And what he has to do is make sure he congratulates the guys in front and tells them thanks a lot, because as the guy in the middle, the Mike linebacker, you're counting on your front 3, your front 4, your front 5, whatever you've got in front of you to take up all the blocking, allow you to roam and hit. And that's what he did on that play.
They'll set up the screen for Spears. And give him 9 yards on the second down screen play.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
Here we go, here we go.
Now they'll audible to something else.
Ready,
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. That is caught. And he gets this one in midfield before he's brought down. 14 yards through the air. Caught the D off guard on 3rd and 1.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings. Ready.
From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 43-yard line.
From the 43, it's 2nd and 3.
Go! 70 Lions. Bronco 80. 70 Lions.
Now the play clock hits 0 here, and we're going to get a delay. That flag, that'll push him back 5. They are pushed back 5 yards by the delay of game, 2nd and 8.
Ready? Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Viking 18. Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
To the air again, Ward. And this one nearly intercepted. Boy, that would have been a great time for their first pick. But instead, it's 3rd down. They got the win last week despite not having any interceptions. Trying to come up with one there, could not. But there's a stat category called PBU, pass breakup. That's important too, and they got one.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, because at least you're there, knocking the ball away. Offense isn't possessing it, making plays downfield. And you just continue to harass the receivers, harass the quarterback, and maybe the big play does occur down the road.
He's going to let this one go deep. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. On now is the Titans punter, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time out, Charles. Remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
Second and 13. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
65.
Back to throw. Davidson. Got a man. It's Collins complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. And I'm going to keep firing.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
On 1st and 10, it's Brooks. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Let's go now. Ready?
Now a handoff to Charbonnet. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Panther 6. Ready?
On third down, he'll drop to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't get in. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
This is taken at the 15. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And it'll be Titan football. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run that guy anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
70. Cougar 19.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got it once again. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. On now is the Titans punter. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10.
Sixty Bison. Here we go. Dragon 60. Ready.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Get it. Cowboy.
They run out of the gun with Brooks here. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now, to stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go.
19 Lion.
From the gun on 3rd down. Davidson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. And that one results in 35 yards.
It's a gain of 35.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Ready.
They'll run right here with Brooks. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Ready.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13.
Set. Go.
Once again, it's Brooks. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
And he's going to come up well shy of the first here as the tackle's made right around the 12. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. The kick by Elliott is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So that's, CD, an important one here in the fourth quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a two-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a two-score game, and they were able to get it done.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a two-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly.
Panther 60, Panther 60.
Throwing is Ward. Able to find Pryor. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A good pickup there at 22. The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. Throwing now, Ward. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. And now after that sack, we'll pause here a moment because someone was shaken up on that play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a second down and 12. Levis going to change the play. Now we've got movement up front. I think this is going to be on the Titans. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Back to throw, it's Levis. Pryor has it complete. They'll go for a gain of 7. And that brings up third and a full 10 yards.
It's a gain of 7. Makes it third and 10.
Levis sets up to throw here. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now fourth down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Desperation time now. Here's Levis. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. So after the big play on fourth, here's first and 10.
First and 10 at the 4-yard line.
Now they'll shift things around. They'll throw it again with Levis. He finds his man complete. That's Fisher. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in the second half. Here's first and 10. Levis back to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Here's first and goal.
Diamond.
So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got it first and goal as they look to punch in a late score.
Mike 54. Yeah, Mike 54. And 18. He's hot. 22 Linda. 22 Linda. Tracy. Hot. Hot.
Working from the gun. Here's Levis. Touchdown. Tajay Spears. His second touchdown on the season. And the Titans have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
So just under 2 minutes to play, and this would figure to pretty much be your ball game right here. And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. And they just about had to get that recovery to have any chance. They only have one timeout. You look at the clock, and let's do the math here, Charles. This one's pretty much over.
Yeah, we do have a chart here, don't we, that tells us about the timeouts.
You do. I'm not as smart as you.
And in looking at it, you're exactly right. Chart's not going to help them here at all. They're pretty much done at this stage. They had to have that recovery.
Ready?
We got to have two hands on the football here as they run on first down. Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Let's go now. 70 Lions. Ready?
Down to a knee here as the Texans look to let the clock roll. What a finish in this one, Charles. You know, this group, they come in, they have to fight a hostile atmosphere every snap. They get the late score, they get the victory, and that flight home, it's going to be a little sweeter after this one.
And Brandon, just like you, I was fired up for that last sequence. How about that? Wouldn't you have loved to have been in the huddle when they were mounting that game-winning drive? Big-time moment. No one shied away from it. They tuned out the crowd, kept their heads, and executed the way they needed to earn that win.
So for Houston, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year.